Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you all are having a great Monday. I'm going to give people a little bit more time to come in. As you saw in the title, we are going to be doing a check in about remote learning. So, come in. This is a very informal conversation. I wanted to have this conversation before I do my workshop on Saturday, in which I will be giving 4 ways that you can be effective during this remote learning time for parents, educators, and their children. But I did want to take this time to just hear from you. So as you're coming in, I see more viewers. Can you just put in the chat for me, how are you feeling? Today was day one, coming back from winter break. Please put in the comments, how are you feeling as a parent? How are you feeling as an educator? How are you feeling if you, I don't think any students will be on here. But if your child is next to you, ask them how they feeling. This is just really a conversation for us to just talk about how is remote learning going. On Saturday, like I said, I'll be doing a workshop. I'm really going to take the insight and things that people say and use it in my workshop. So please put it in the comments. How are you feeling? How are you doing? How is remote learning going? Please put that. Hey, Kiana Boo. How's remote learning going for you as a college student? Put it in the chat. Let me know. Let me know, how are you doing? How are you feeling? What do you need? What do you wish you had more access to? Let me know, because we are going to be talking about that today. So tell me in the chat, how are you feeling? How is it going? And we will get started. Let me give again a few people a couple of more seconds to come in. Y'all will learn. I'm trying to get more and more tech savvy as I do these things. So in the chat, how are you doing? How's remote learning going? I'm going to be giving you a couple of just really quick suggestions of things that you can just start doing as we're heading back into remote learning. But I do want, as you're coming in, as you see at the bottom, it's the website to Burst Into Books. We have a lot of resources for families there. So I would love for you to join Burst Into Books, our mailing list. We are always sending out great info for folks, but I want this to definitely be a conversation that we're having. So let me know. How are you feeling? How is it going? Y'all, what I'm trying to do is, y'all about to see the technical side of Joanna. I'm trying to go live on IG as well at the same time. Just checking for connection. Cool, I'm live now. We cracking now. So if you're coming in, I'm just doing a check-in about remote learning. So that is our conversation for today. I'm asking if you could put in the comments, how are you currently doing when it comes to remote learning? This is a conversation for educators, for parents, for students alike. So I want this to be a very interactive check-in. I will be in front of you probably for at most 15 minutes, depending on how the conversation is going. So the first thing I want to say is remote learning. We first got to be a more aware of like where we are in regards to remote learning. So I know at the end of last school year, we definitely were trying to figure it out. You know, me and a colleague were actually talking today that it is almost about to be a year before I've been in front of students, like in a classroom. And I've been teaching for 13 years. But it is about to be about almost a year since I've actually been in front of my students instructing. And that in itself brings its own slew of challenges, right? Because again, we're trying to figure out this thing as we go. I believe that we definitely have come a long way since when we first went into quarantine. So from March 2020 to now, systems, I believe, have improved across schools and families. Some of us have gotten some sort of a better routine than when we were first just joined into this whole thing of remote learning. However, it doesn't make it easier. More time doesn't mean it made things easier. So this check-in is really an opportunity for me to not only talk about some things that I have learned as an educator, as a parent, as a community member that has helped me during this time, and hopefully it could be some tools that can help you. On Saturday, I'll be doing a lunch and learn at 2 p.m. where I'll be going more in depth with 4 effective ways that can be really effective for remote learning. These 4 4 strategies that I'm going to talk about on Saturday are going to be helpful for regardless of your role when it comes to remote learning, whether you are an administrator, educator, if you are a parent, if you are a student. I really will hope that you will join me on Saturday at 2 p.m. I'll talk about a little bit more at the end, but we're going to get into it. So again, as you're coming in, this conversation is about remote learning. The first thing I want to talk about in regards to remote learning is that sometimes it's a matter of resources. So as an educator, it has been very challenging. So I'm gonna come to you from an educator hat. Got my educator hat on. I'm talking to parents as your child's teacher. We got a lot going on. Okay. So as an educator, think about it. I have been teaching now for 13 years. For 13 years, I have been in a classroom. I have my classroom procedures. I'm a science teacher. So we have labs that we do. Projects. I'm very hands-on with my learning. Like any of my past students that are on here, I'm very big about performance assessment. So we're doing labs, we're doing projects. I'm big about the arts. We're combining the arts with science. I got speakers coming in. We're doing all these different things in regards to learning. So since March 20th, 12 years of doing that kind of teaching has shifted to now being remote. And again, as an educator at school, we weren't trained on how to do remote learning, right? I was taught, of course, how to do interactive labs. I was taught how to do, different platforms to use. However, strictly like Blackboard, because I'm in grad school, like Blackboard, college level teaching for freshmen, because that's what I teach, is not what we have been taught, right? And so there has been a learning curve. There has been a learning curve that many educators have had to go through because we're trying to now figure out how can we do the same effective instruction through a computer. And me as a freshman teacher, I'm thinking about how can I help these 8th grade babies who last year ended their 8th grade year remote, now coming as freshmen to me, who still have some gaps and still have some learning curves, and are trying to learn it as a freshman online. How many of y'all remember y'all freshman year? I remember my freshman year. I went to Morgan Park. I went there for 7th and 8th grade. And yes, I had high school courses. And so we had advanced courses and all that kind of stuff. But when we went from the 7th and 8th grade program and got into high school, it's a whole new ball game. I got multiple teachers. I got all these different assignments I got to manage and put together. Think about how our kids have to try to figure that out online. And now think about the teacher trying to figure it out for your child online. And so I'm just giving just some context on multiple sides. As a teacher, it has been a learning curve. For students, it's been a learning curve. And as a parent, it has been a learning curve because I'm used to Trey getting a lot of his instruction and hands-on help from school, just being honest. Like he comes home, we do homework together, we're, navigating through that. But it's different being online. And actually this year, you all, I chose to homeschool Trey. So I'm not even, having him go to a traditional school, getting his curriculum. We have our own curriculum, own schedule, which I'll talk a little bit more on Saturday about how that's going and why I made that decision. But I say all that to say, I still need to have access to resources. So one of the things that I believe that will help remote learning is having access to resources. So early in the pandemic, I created these things called academic game plans. So if you go to Birth into Books, hit educational resources, you will see a link that says academic game plans. When we first went on quarantine and remote learning, parents that I served through my book club, through different initiatives, were like, I don't know what to do. The teacher, we were still trying to figure it out. We just sending home packets and everyone's like, I just need my child to make sure they're mastering, right? I think that's the biggest fear for all of us. Is our kids mastering anything? Right? Are they mastering anything? I myself am a visual learner, right? I myself actually thrive best in groups. I love discussion. I love breaking it down because guess what? You just speaking to me, it doesn't register. Me reading it, it doesn't just register. It registers for me when I actually have to interact with it, when I see it visually done. And many of our kids aren't doing that or seeing that in this remote setting. And so that's been a fear I know of many parents. Are my kids actually mastering anything? Like Trey is in 4th grade, right? I teach freshmen. Are they learning anything? Even if your kid got straight A's during this remote time, did they really master that material? Mastery means that not only do they comprehend it, but they can teach somebody else, right? So when I used to have my honors cohort, my honors students used to hate me because Ms. Gorham will flip it in a minute. Because instead of me just teaching and you getting A after A, then that means you should be able to come to this board and teach us not only a new strategy or teach us how you got the answer. True mastery means that I have understand the concepts in a way that I can teach somebody else. Anyone can ace a test and then come back a month later, you give them that same concept and they don't even know what to do, right? And so many of our kids are just learning short-term mastery. They're just getting the information, and once they get it, it goes out the door. If you come back to them a month later and ask them about that amendment or ask them about that formula, if you ask them about anything, if they cannot give you in clarity and in sequential order how they were able to solve that problem, did they really master it? Whole nother conversation. I'm giving you previews to things we're going to talk about going forward. But the academic game plans, how does this help, right? In remote learning, it's about access to resources. Also, in remote learning, we didn't plan to be remote. So that also means additional funds for things, additional time for things. As a parent, we didn't think about it. As an educator, we didn't think about it. And also as a community, how do we best serve each other? And so these academic game plans are going to be helpful for not only parents, but educators. And if you do any kind of support services for children, I know that there are some organizations that have opened up their doors to be a place where kids can come and do their remote learning while parents are at work. So I did these academic game plans as soon as we did in quarantine. So if you go to Burst Into Books and click educational resources and click academic game plans, you'll see that the first one was posted in March. Academic game plans 1 through 5 are strictly resources. There are websites that have subscriptions now that have been extended due to the quarantine, in which they allow parents to sign up for free. There are also some hands-on activities. There's some social emotional resources. There are some people that I know in the city that are doing some dope things in those game plans. And that is just really a way for me to help you be like, hey, I don't know if necessarily them doing this work, they're grasping it, but repetition, seeing it in different settings helps mastery, right? And so even my own son, I have him on a bunch of different platforms. We got a subscription. It's a low-cost subscription to Raz Kids. He does a program called I Know It. Khan Academy has a level for each grade level sequence of different modules that kids can do to show that they advance. There's ReadWorks, there's reading comprehension. There's so many different platforms that are free that your kids can do some remediation, some practice on, that can be like, hey, a little bit less of a stress on you. Also, Splash Learn is a math resource for K through 5. I mean, if you have questions about a resource for your child, reach out to me. Okay, I got you. That's why I'm even doing this live as a check-in. So those are just a few of the online resources that are in those academic game plans. And if they're not in there, if you are like, hey, Jarima, my child actually just needs help in this thing, let me know and I got you. Right? I got you. Just DM me, email me at burstintobooks@gmail.com. You can call me at 312-970-9551. But the reason I'm doing these live, the reason I'm doing this is because I truly care about the advancement of our children. So academic game plans is the way that I have developed resources for families. So that's the first thing. Go to Burst Into Books, click on academic game plans. It's under educational resources. So this is a resource for not only parents, educators, but the community. My second tip is daily meditation. And you know how the word says, listen to the kids? I know I didn't remix that whole scripture, but that's what I did. Daily meditation has changed the game for me in remote learning. And this is actually a suggestion made from my son. Okay. We have now consistently been doing meditations before we go to bed. It's a lot going on in the world, you all. And I know that meditation, especially when we were not in quarantine, seemed like it was actually slowing me down. And this is not the first time I've been introduced to meditation. However, it's a difference in, I think, the time we're in that I saw the true need for meditation. You all, meditation changes the game. It allows me to go to bed at rest, like totally at ease. When I tell you by the end of that meditation, we be like, ain't the right thing. We be like, what's today? I don't know. Quarantine, remote learning, who cares, right? But you need an opportunity to decompress. You need, and not only you as a parent, I'm just kind of going through, you need not only it to decompress as a parent, your children need to meditate. Let me say that again. Remote learning, and even when we get out of remote learning, you should make daily meditation a part of what you do. Everyone needs a time to cut off. Everyone needs a time to let it go. There's only so much we can control. There's only so much we can do. And meditation will put you in a space in which you are able to be your best self. And you will let that go. You will go to bed. Your body needs to heal. Your mind needs to heal. Your soul needs to heal. You go to bed. You wake up, and we tackle a new day. Right? And so again, I started off with academic game plans. I keep at the bottom our website. Join our mailing list, you all. Join our mailing list. Burst into Books. If you don't know about us, read our website. I'm here. I'm Jarima Gorham, the founder of Burst into Books. And education is my baby, right? And so I'm also using this time to really just show not my second passion, because I think everything is intertwined, but I've been an educator now for 13 years. And so Burst into Books is really a love extension of what I always was doing. And now I'm able to do it at a greater scale. And I'm excited about 2021 because I'm going to be going even harder when it comes to education and helping our community when it comes to really better understanding how to teach our children, how to equip our parents, and how to really work together as a village. So this is the beginning of these type of conversations. So we still gonna be doing our literacy. We got our bedtime stories, our book club. We got our author story time. We got our lit talks. But you're gonna start getting a lot more resources and action items that you can do with your family in regards to education. And you may feel like daily meditation, what does that have to do with academics? It has everything to do with academics. Everything. If you are not at rest and you're not at peace, you're not focused. Okay. I teach freshmen, again, as I said in the beginning, and I'll have students that'll let me know from the jump, Ms. Gorham, my mind just isn't here. And there is no way I can force that child to learn if they are not at peace. And I will simply tell them, I appreciate you letting me know that. I would love for you to still stay in here and get these notes, but you may need to take a break. After class, read your notes, email me if you want to get on a Zoom later. But again, our babies need to have this a part of their daily walk. You as a parent need to have this to be a part of your daily walk. You as an educator need to see the importance of daily meditation. I do it before I go to bed. It may benefit me to do it during the middle of the day, in the morning, but I'm just making it a routine to do it every time before I go to bed. All right, cool. So again, if you're just chiming in, this conversation is a remote learning check-in. I'm just here to just give my jewels of things that have helped me during this time. This is an open forum. Tell me, has meditation helped you? If you meditate, let me know if this is something, a practice that you practice or you have been doing for a while, and has it been a benefit for you? Academic game plans. If you have any resources like websites, tools that you think could be helpful to our community and our village, put in the chat so that other people can get it and I can get it as well. The next thing I wanted to say, just going through my banner and notes. Let me go back up. Academic game plans we talked about, daily meditation. I also wanted to talk about the importance of being able to schedule in your day time in which you are able to just be. I don't know how many times we're able to do that overall. Like, I don't know how many times you actually are like, hey, let me not think about anything right now. Let me just actually go ahead and focus on me. Let me listen to this song. Let me watch this show. Let me actually go ahead and eat this ice cream. Like, I schedule in, and and it's funny because people will ask me from time to time, like, how are you able to do all these things, right? I guess I didn't put it in my notes, but I'm just gonna say it. It is important for you to schedule time for you to just be. And when I say just be, I mean just be you. There are times when, yes, I'm mommy, right? I'm mommy all day long. It's dinner time. Let me get to that dinner. It's time for you to do this homework. Let me get to that homework. Let me, I'm business owner. I'm on this Zoom call. I'm on this call. I'm emailing this person back. I'm planning this event. I'm an educator. We got a window of time, 48 hours. I got to get back to my students. I got to get back to my manager. But then there's times, you all, when I'm just dreaming. And Jarima loves music. Jarima loves ice cream. Jarima loves, I love those detective type shows. I love documentaries. I love to just kind of just chill out and be. And those are the times I have to make for me. I love podcasts. I don't know if you all are really big about podcasts. It's a Secret to Success podcast by Eric Thomas that I live by. Every Wednesday it drops, and every Wednesday I listen to it. And if I miss it, I go back. Like, I'm actually on the last episode that they had, and I'm going to be doing that later today for my me time to finish my podcast. But guess what? It's uninterrupted time as well. I put my AirPods in. I'm doing whatever I want, and I do that. It matters. As a parent, you need just you time. And guess what? Your kids need to have time to just be. There are times when Trey, I can tell, needs a break. And I'm like, hey, go do you. Go do you. Because guess what? While you doing you, I'm going to do me. So what does that mean for him? He probably playing with his wrestling toys. He is listening to music. He's playing a video game. He's reading. He's doing whatever. Eating a bowl of Captain Crunch. Whatever it is. That's what he needs to do at that time so he could just be him. And we can't take that for granted. We can't. It's not wasted time. I used to think things like that was wasted time, right? Like, I ain't got time to watch TV. I ain't got time to do this. I'm on my way to a meeting getting ice cream. Like, it's something about me. Literally, the only reason I'm in this car is because I'm going to Andy's to get me some ice cream. No other reason. I'm not along the way making this stop, helping my mom, picking this up, doing this. Like, I legit am doing this activity for me. That's it. We need those opportunities. Your kids need an opportunity where everything isn't attached to a to-do list, right? They don't need every time you come into them, it's something that's going to help you or something that's going to help the school. Let them just be kids. Let them color. Like, that's another thing I want to say. I want to say Friday. So Trey just got this anime coloring book, and I love coloring. I don't know how many of y'all on here, if y'all on live and y'all love coloring, say it in the chat. Like, coloring is dope, right? I love coloring. But I don't do it enough. And so he got this coloring book, and he's like, Mom, can we color? And at that moment, because I just started selling t-shirts. Let me show y'all my t-shirt real quick. Because I told y'all I got a lot going on. Let me tell you. So this is my latest t-shirt, y'all. Y'all see it? Rhyme like Gwendolyn, educate like Ida, write like Lorraine, create like Sandra, build like Margaret, sing like Mahalia, inspire like Jamila, challenge like Eve, and dance like Catherine, and lead like Michelle, and like you. This is our latest t-shirt. You can find it on versatibooks.org shop, but I'm just putting it out there. But anyway, I was Friday night needing to fulfill some orders. The reason I even brought that up, not because I'm just trying to do like shameless plugs, but I legit had some orders that needed to be put in. And so I was like, hey, Mom, let's color. And first thing that came to mind was, you know what? I don't have time. I don't have time to color. But I made time. I said, you know what? Some orders will still be there. And we colored, and it was so relaxing. It was relaxing for him, relaxing for me. And I was just me, and he was just him, and it was great. You need those moments as well. You need times that you are by yourself being you. You have times when it's just you and your child just being you all, like no pressure. Your kid don't want to see every time you come and you talking about Google Classroom. Every time you come and you talking about, guess what? Guess what? I wouldn't be motivated to do, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm an educator. I wouldn't be too motivated to keep submitting stuff in Google Classroom either. I'm just going to put it out there. So we got to give our kids some grace and be like, you know what? Because guess what? You have those times of refreshment and you can come back stronger than before. So, yes, it's a necessity. Yes, it's something we got to do. But when I refill my cup, I give myself room. I give myself opportunities to be able to be my best self when I have to come back, right? Because I took that time to color, I was even more focused and knocked out those orders, right? Because I took that time to go eat my favorite ice cream, I was able to come back and be relaxed and answer these emails, right? Or plan this lesson for my class or grade these assignments. So again, give yourself time to just be. So I'm going to recap really quickly because we are actually at the end, and I'm going to end with pubbing my workshop on Saturday. So I see a comment. Family meditation should be great and healthy family practice. Yes, Andre. Yes. Creating new practice and bonding and stress relief. Yes. Yes. And I'm going to get more into this on Saturday, but you are on it. These are the types of things we need to be caring about in remote learning, right? And yeah, I'm right now, I don't know if I'm doing a great job between Instagram and Facebook. We're going to work it out. But you're right, Andre. These are the types of practices we need to be doing and focusing on. And I'm going to talk about it, like I said, more on Saturday. But I'm going to just go back real quickly to recap some of the things I shared. So at the bottom is the website for Versatile Books. It's an opportunity for you to join our mailing list. Not only our mailing list, learn about our program. So if you're unfamiliar with me, I'm Jarima Gorham, as I said in the beginning. I'm the founder and executive director of Versatile Books. We have been in existence since August of 2018. Our mission and our vision is that we are rebuilding our village through advocacy, the arts, educational, and family programming. So if you go to my website, that is what you're going to see. The programs that we offer are about representation, it's focused on literacy, and it involves the whole child and their family. So book clubs, author story times, community town halls, bedtime stories. We also have an e-learning academic support. So if your child needs support in tutoring or support when it comes to those e-learning assignments, we are here to help. And another part of what we do is this, right? Educational resources and support for families. So again, I will just ask you to join our mailing list to learn more about the work that we do and about our programs. The recap is that I started with, we offer academic game plans, which are available on our website. If you click on it, it's going to say the first one was posted in March because that's when I started making them. I did it for the whole end of the school year last year. I did it from March until the end of May. I did not redo them come the beginning of this school year because we did have a plan for remote learning and all of that. But I am debating about going back and creating more. When I do create more, though, they're going to be very much so like lessons you could do with your family. And God just put on my heart, I'm going to get them back in action. So very soon, but I'm only going to give it to people on our mailing list. So if you want to get some of those academic game plans that I'll start developing, join our mailing list. So I've talked about academic game plans for parents, educators, and some great resources. If you go to those game plans and there's something on there that you don't see that will work best for your child, let me know. I, again, have a Rolodex of resources. It's not everything that I know in those academic game plans, but it's a good starting point for you and your family. And their academic websites and resources for all ages. Because I work with children as young as 6 months all the way to high school. Academic game plans, what I mentioned. Daily meditation is where we were just talking about just making it a part of your routine. Remote learning, if you haven't started, try it. Before I go to bed, I have my TV right in my room. I go to YouTube. I'll click 10-minute daily meditation for sleep or anything that you're looking for. I will play that, do it, and then it puts me at peace and I go to bed. So very, very, very highly selected that step. And I'm going to end with this. On Saturday, I am doing a lunch and learn. It will be at 2 p.m. It is open to the public. I'm streaming it live because it's really a kickoff as to the educational platform that Versatile Books is going to be going heavy in. So as you heard in our mission, the arts, advocacy, educational, and family programming is what we focus on. We will be adding more educational programming, and so that will start kicking off this Saturday. So the Lunch and Learn will stream live, just like you see now. I will be giving you more in detail steps that you can do as a family, providing resources, providing research behind the strategies that I share, and just giving you a little bit more context as to myself so you can see how we're going to continue to grow as a village together. So mark your calendar, Saturday, 2 p.m. Join me. The workshop should not last more than 30 minutes, and I will open it up at the end for any questions that people may have. Do know that the workshop is a kickoff of a series of workshops, so you will learn about that Saturday as well. Saturday will really be like an orientation to the type of stuff we'll be doing. I love you all. That's why I take this time to do this. I really do care about our community. I do care about our families. I do care about our children. I care about educators. I care about parents. And I know that when we invest in one another, we become our best selves. And so hopefully the things that I shared were a sense of encouragement for you, that they were a little bit more, tools in your toolbox if you're a teacher. If you are a parent, hopefully with a little bit more tools in your toolbox. Join me on Saturday. I look forward to seeing you all and working with you all moving forward. And I love you. Take care. Remote learning, we're going to make it, y'all. It's going to be okay.